On this lesson we're going to be talking about how to add and subtract time, and it's not that much more difficult than adding and subtracting whole numbers. We just have different times we have to regroup depending on what type of time we're dealing with. So in 1 and 2, add or subtract. Okay, you can see number 1 is an addition or a subtraction problem, and you can see that we have 5 months, and the whole problem is 5 years, 2 months, subtract 2 years, 5 months. And I'm going to have to regroup right there because I cannot take 5 months away from 2 months, so I have to regroup years. And I'm going to take my 1 year away, so that's going to leave me 4 years. Actually, let me get my marker here going. Okay, so that's going to be 4 years. And when I regroup that, there's 12 months in a year. So instead of putting, normally when we regroup whole numbers, I would I would only been taking 1 away from that place value there, but I'm taking 12, so that leaves me 14 months right there. So 5 from 14 is 9, so that's 9 months. Then 2 years from 4 years is 2 years. So 5 years, 2 months, subtract 2 years, 5 months is 2 years, 9 months. Problem number 2. Okay, on problem number 2, we're adding 1 minute and 55 seconds plus 3 minutes and 10 seconds. So on this one, we're just going to do a straight addition problem. So 55 plus 10 is 65. That's 65 seconds. And then 3 plus 1 is 4 minutes. Okay, but I have to regroup here. So I've got 65, and I know there's 1 minute and 60 seconds. So I'm going to add 1 minute here. So that's going to be 5 minutes. And that only leaves me 5 seconds. So 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Okay, on problem number 3, use a strip diagram to solve for x. And it's an addition problem. We'll do it kind of similar to how we done number 2. So I'm going to add my minutes together. I got 25 and 45 there. So 25 plus 45. Okay, 5 and 5 is 10. And then 2 and 4 is 6, plus another would be 7. So that's 70 minutes. Okay, and then I go ahead and add my hours together. That's 12 plus 6, so 12 plus 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. And then 1, that's it. So it's 18 hours and 70 minutes. But we need to regroup our minutes. There are 60 minutes in an hour, so I'm going to regroup. Instead of 18, I'm going to have 19 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, because I took 60 away there, that only left me 10. I added the 60 over here to my hours, so that's 19 hours and 10 minutes. Problem number 4. How do you know when to regroup hours into days? So regroup hour into days every 24 hours, so because there's 24 hours in a day. So every 24 hours we regroup, that equals 1 day. And it says that on our math chart. Problem number 5. How is adding and subtracting measures of time like adding and subtracting whole numbers? Okay, because sometimes you have to regroup. Sometimes you have to regroup. Okay, problem. Okay, on independent practice, we have some more addition problems. It says in 6 through 13, add or subtract. And on problem number 6, we're going to do that one together. Very similar to the other one we did up there. We have 30 plus 35 is 65, so that's 65 minutes. And then 7 plus 8 is 15, so that's 15 hours and 65 minutes. But I'm going to have to regroup because I got over 60 minutes there, so I'll take away 60. That leaves me 5 minutes. And since I took away 60, I'm going to add it right here, so that's 16 hours and 5 minutes. Okay, problem number 7 is a subtraction problem. It's 2 years, 5 months minus 9 months. Problem number 8 is 6 minutes, 30 seconds plus 8 minutes, 30 seconds. Problem number 9 is 8 weeks, 2 days minus 3 weeks, 5 days. Problem number 10 is 7 hours, 48 minutes, plus 12 hours, 20 minutes. Problem number 11 is 3 days, 10 hours, and 15 minutes, plus 1 day, 13 hours, 45 minutes. Problem number 12 is find 15 minutes, 8 seconds, minus 10 minutes, 50 seconds. Problem 13, find 3 decades, 6 years, plus 1 decade, 9 years. Okay, we're going to work on that one together. So we're adding, I'm going to start with the smaller one. I'm going to add the smaller one first, and my smaller unit is years. So I have 6 years and 9 years. So 6 plus 9 is 15 years, so that's 15 years. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and add my decades together. I have 1 decade, and 3 decades is 4 decades. Or I'm just going to put a D for decades. Okay, but there's 10 years in a decade, so I can go ahead and take 10 away from my 5 years, so that's 10 away from my 15 years. That's going to leave me 5 years, and I'm going to add a decade over here, so that's 5 decades, 5 years. And I'm not sure I'm abbreviating decade correctly, but that's a decade. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the back page. Problem number 14. If you attend all the functions of the reunion, how long do you spend at the family reunion activities? And you have a little table here. It talks about the activities at family reunion. Problem 15. There are 55 minutes between the time that dinner ends and the campfire begins. What is the elapsed time from the beginning of dinner to the beginning of the campfire? Problem number 16. Okay, a magnetic compass points towards Earth's North Pole. Using a compass, Cassandra hikes 4.4 miles northeast. Okay. She then hikes 3.2 miles east. Finally, she hikes 2.1 miles south. How many miles does she hike in all? So we'll go ahead and box in our question. We're trying to figure out how many miles she hiked in all. Okay, it's all miles, and it's, you know, she's hiking different directions, but it's just an addition problem. So that's 4.4 miles, 3.2 miles, 2.1 miles. I think that's all the different ways she hiked 3 different directions. So we're just going to add those up. That's 4 4/10, 3 2/10, and 2 1/10. Okay, add that up. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus another is 7, 7/10. And 4 and 3 is 7, plus another 2, 8 and 9. So that's 9 7/10 miles. Okay, let's scoot down a little bit. Looking at problem 18. Okay, on problem 18. Henry flies from Washington, D.C. to Boston, Massachusetts. The first flight from Washington, D.C. to New York City is 1 hour, 12 minutes. The layover in New York City lasts for 2 hours and 41 minutes. The flight from New York City to Boston lasts 1 hour and 10 minutes. How long is it from the time the first flight takes off to the time Henry touches down in Boston? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and box in my question. So it says, how long is it from the time the first flight takes off till the time Henry touches down in Boston? I think I got a little table right here, or a little picture, kind of shows there. And if you just add those numbers up, you would get the total flight time, it looks like. Okay, but he also has a layover there. But let's go over and look. I have from New York's, where is it? Okay, the first flight from Washington, D.C. to New York City is 1 hour and 12 minutes. So that's 1 hour and 12 minutes, and that matches, that's this flight right here. Okay, then he had, the layover in New York City lasts for 2 hours and 41 minutes. So that doesn't show that in the table there, or in the picture right there. And the flight from New York City to Boston lasts 1 hour and 10 minutes right there, 1 hour and 10 minutes, and that shows that right there. So basically we need to add up 1 hour and 12 minutes, 2 hours and 41 minutes, and 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and work in that area right there where my picture is, so I'll block that out. Give me a little bit more workspace there. Okay, so I have 1 hour and 12 minutes is my first flight. That's okay. My layover is 2 hours and 41 minutes. And my last flight is 1 hour and 10 minutes. Okay, just a big addition problem. So I'm going to add up my minutes here. That's 0, 1, and 2. That's 3 minutes. And 4, 5, 6. So 63 minutes right there. Okay, that's minutes. Okay, and then my hours, 2, 1, and 1 is 4. So that's 4 hours. Okay, but we don't say 4 hours and 63 minutes because there's 60 minutes an hour. So I'm going to take away 60 minutes from right here. That leaves me 3 minutes. I'm going to regroup it over here. That's going to give me another hour right here. So that's 5 hours and 3 minutes from the time he took off till the time he landed in his final destination. Problem number 18. On Saturday, Jack spent 1 hour and 58 minutes working in the yard. If he spends a total of 5 hours 25 minutes on yard work this weekend, how long did Jack work in the yard on Sunday? A, 7 hours and 23 minutes. B, 4 hours and 33 minutes. C, 3 hours and 27 minutes. Or D, 3 hours and 23 minutes. Problem number 19. Dave's dog is 1 decade, 2 years, 9 months, 3 days old. Dave is half as old as his dog. How old is Dave?